So you've got your offer letter, you're anticipating your first day at your new position with increased responsibilities or supervisory. It's really important to kind of do a self-reflection. And, as you can see by the bold letters, you want to be honest with yourself, right? So what am I good at? What do I struggle with? Am I a poor planner? Am I a poor communicator? Do I procrastinate a lot? Is it hard to have, competing priorities? Do I feel comfortable telling people that they did a bad job at something, right? So you're really the only person that knows the answers to those questions. And lying to yourself is not a really good strategy because eventually you will be called upon to really demonstrate your leadership skills. The other one is, kind of borrowing from that is know yourself as a manager and a leader. What's your approach going to be to this new job? Are you already aware of some of the challenges? Have your colleagues warned you about, the environment that you're walking into? What is it that you're really planning to do over the course of those, first few weeks or months in here? What's your experience? So what can you benefit from? Have you already been in a challenging HR circumstance? Do you know what it's like to, write up individuals or to put somebody on a performance review plan? Are you comfortable in the subject matter expert that you're going to be called upon? For instance, you may have staff responsibilities for training, campus training. You may also be called as a subject matter expert on various committees. I sit on several committees, IP Appeals Committee, the Conflict of Interest Committee. All of those things may or may not be something that you're already comfortable with. Also, you need to understand your values as an individual. So, are you a time watcher? Do you want to see people to feel like you're getting your money's worth out of that position or that FTE? Does it bother you when people call out sick or that when they stand around the water cooler and talk too much? How will you address those things to new staff members? All of those type of things are things that you really have to kind of do some soul searching on. And also your philosophy. What is it that you want to be remembered or known as? For me, it's pretty simple. I really enjoy the staff development, the training components, the building, kind of relationships with campus. That's something that really fulfills me as an individual. So that very much goes into myself as a leader or manager, and that's reflective of what I do on campus. The third and final point is really to develop focus, goals, and objectives for the first 30, 60, and 90 days. And, this is something that I think anyone in a new role really needs to do. One, because how do you know that you're successful in your new position? You really want to spend the first 30 days as kind of a learning opportunity. You want to do your research. You want to discover what it is about that university, what you're going to be, tasked with. How do you become successful? In the first 60 days, you want to kind of plan and contribute. You want to understand the position. You want to strategize. What have you learned in that time frame that's going to help you be successful as you move forward? Then, as you get the 90 days out, you really want to execute that plan, and you want to be prepared to change and make sure that what you're putting in place is actually going to produce the achieved objectives. And you want to be flexible, right? Nothing that you ever put in stone is going to work the way that you want. So prepare to be flexible, prepare to be challenged, prepare to walk forward through that. And then most importantly, you want to make sure that you communicate well and you communicate often on those things. So
that's great. And I'll say, stepping into my current role, I had the opportunity, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, to really think about my leadership philosophy, what was important to me. So David had his, one of my focuses is work-life balance and bringing that to my staff. And I keep carrying that forward. And also exploring where my weaknesses are and what I need to improve on, or where I need other leaders to step in. And the 30, 60, 90-day plan, this is a first for me in this position to create this. And there's so much that came at me in those first, actually 120 days, because the plan got extended out, that it was nice to have my focus, my kind of big rocks to go back to when everything got really complicated and busy. So super helpful to have that at the beginning.
Yeah, thanks, Alexa. I would like to echo the importance of that 30, 60, 90-day plan. I hadn't ever heard of that concept prior to starting this position. And then I built it in my first few days as I learned the position, and I shared it with my supervisor and used it to guide me in those first few months, specifically to not just jump in and try to change things in the first 30 days. One of my goals was just to learn, so that I found that to be invaluable in those first 3 months.